at that think tank is this guy, Dr. Gal Luft. And lately, he's been on the run from the United States government, who's been looking to arrest him, take him into custody, and destroy his life. The claims the government is making against him are that he was involved in some sort of international arms trade. That's the claims that they're making. But it's interesting. Those claims didn't begin until he began talking about what he knew about the Biden family's corruption all the way back in March of 2019. I'm going to play this audio for you. We're going to go through it together. But I think it's really important that you get a chance to hear from him firsthand. He has recorded a video. And this week it was shared on the New York Post website, of course, by who else? Miranda Devine, first to share this video. And here's some of the audio of Dr. Gal Luft talking about who he is and the allegations that he has against the Biden family, the view he had of their corruption.
Good day. My name is Dr. Gal Luft. For the past 20 years, I have been the co-director of the Institute for the Analysis of Global Security, a Washington-based think tank focused on energy security. For the past 15 years, I've been a resident of Israel, and for 4 years, I was senior advisor to the China energy company CEFC.
CEFC. Does that ring any bells for you? Yeah, that, of course, is the Chinese energy company that Hunter Biden was arranging business deals with. He was making tremendous amounts of money working with CEFC, 10% for the big guy.
At the same time of its dealings with the Biden family. Under normal circumstances, I would be testifying before Congress about my experience with CEFC. Sadly, due to circumstances I shall describe here in this video, I am forced to tell you this story via video. My ordeal goes back to a fatal decision I made in March of 2019 to share with the US government my knowledge about the Biden family's relations with CEFC. As I said, it was in March of 2019 in a 2-day session at the US Embassy in Brussels. I insisted that the meeting take place in March because at the time there were rumors that Joe Biden was planning to run for president. I saw it as my civic duty to alert the government beforehand and give it enough time to probe the issue.
All right, so let me focus on the time frame here. So March of 2019. This is well ahead of any Department of Justice consideration for not taking overt investigative actions that could affect political outcomes, right? They constantly tell you that the Department of Justice, well, about 60 to 90 days out, we try not to do any overt political actions that may interfere in the political process. We don't want to, tip the scales in any way in a political bout. It's up to the people, and we should stay out of it, right? That's the claim. Well, this is March of 2019. This is not November of 2020. This is not October, September. This is well ahead of any consideration by the Department of Justice that politics may be of a concern here. So he's saying March of 2019, I've got the allegations against the Biden family, and I arranged this meeting in Brussels to tell the United States Department of Justice. Here's how it goes.
I want to be clear. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I have no political motive or agenda. I did it out of deep concern that if the Bidens were to come to power, the country would be facing the same traumatic Russia collusion scandal, only this time with China.
And only this time it would be real.
Sadly, because of the DOJ's cover-up, this is exactly what happened. The DOJ sent to Brussels a delegation of 6 people, 2 prosecutors from the Southern District of New York by the names of Daniel Reichenthal and Catherine Ghosh, and 4 FBI agents. One of them was Special Agent Joshua Wilson from the Baltimore field office, which also happens to cover the state of Delaware.
All right, pay attention to that name. That's FBI Agent Joshua Wilson. He makes an appearance later in this video, and he's an important character in this story. Dr. Gal Luft, who's explaining all of this, will give you more details.
Now you want to ask yourself, why did the government dispatch to Europe so many people? Why 6? Why not 2? The answer is that they knew very well that I'm a credible witness and that I have insider knowledge about the group and the individuals that enriched the Biden family. Over an intensive two-day meeting, I shared my information about the Biden family's financial transactions with CFC, including specific dollar figures. I also provided the name of Rob Walker, who later became known as Hunter Biden's bagman. Yet, as we now know today from the whistleblower testimony, Gary Shapley, it took the DOJ a whole 21 months to probe the issue and to actually talk to Walker. But perhaps the most alarming information I revealed was of a mole within the DOJ who shared classified information with Hunter.
Now, let me just make so it's not confusing. He didn't say a mall, as in a shopping mall. He said a mole within the DOJ. He said, I became aware of and I divulged to these 6 federal government officials who arrived that there was a mole inside of the Department of Justice who shared classified information with Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden and his Chinese partners. I told the DOJ that Hunter was closely associated with a very senior retired FBI official who had distinct physical characteristic. He had one eye. One of the FBI agents at the time even told me, that would be very easy for us to find. There aren't that many one-eyed people in the Bureau.
Okay, so the mole has one eye. This is in terms of sorting mechanisms, this is a pretty good one, right? He's got one eye. He's probably got an eye patch. Who is this person? And I love how the FBI official who was talking to Gal Luft in this meeting back in March of 2019 says, well, there aren't that many one-eyed people who work at the FBI. When you say there aren't that many, how many are there? How many one-eyed people? Is this a metaphor that justice is not blind? Justice is only being conducted on one side of the aisle because everybody's one-eyed at the FBI. What is going on here? So there's a one-eyed guy who is the mole. How hard is it to find him?
The information I provided the FBI in March of 2019 was fully corroborated 9 months later when the famous laptop belonging to Hunter Biden, which contained all the emails and receipts, was handed to the FBI. And guess who seized the laptop from the computer repair shop? It was Special Agent Joshua Wilson, who was with me in Brussels earlier. In other words, the FBI knew from me about the Biden CFC deals before they got hold of the laptop, way before. They had enough time to investigate the issue, but they didn't. So March 2019, well ahead of any political consideration whatsoever for this investigation. And remember, Hunter Biden specifically is not and was never a candidate for public office. There should be no political consideration in investigating him and whatever crimes he's alleged to have committed, obviously. And Gal Luft is saying, March of 2019, I gave them everything. And I'm a credible witness. I was working with this Chinese energy company, CEFC. And so I had a front row seat to how all of this went down, this bribery. I could see it all. And I'm telling these guys. And then the same FBI agent who went to Brussels to interview him ends up being the same FBI agent who goes to John Paul Mac Isaac's computer repair shop in Delaware, and picks up Hunter Biden's laptop in December of that very same year. March, they meet in Brussels with Dr. Luft. December, they take custody of the laptop. And it was earlier that year, October, midway between these two meetings, that we now know that Gary Shapley said the FBI had already authenticated the laptop, even before they took custody of it. They knew it was real. Which, of course, reminds us of how big of a lie the idea that it was Russian disinformation always was. The FBI knew that, even before they took custody of the laptop. They knew it was Hunter's.
They knew that. By the way, Hunter's camp has been spinning lately. There's just no way to know, they've been saying this week. Denver Riggleman, a former Republican congressman, is working on Hunter's spin team, and he's claiming that, well, we haven't fully authenticated this. We don't know if it's his. Okay. I mean, they're grasping at straws at this point. They're trying to figure out any way they can slip out of this, and they've gone back to the old playbook. Well, it might be fake. It's not fake. It's very real. It's very real. And it's only been corroborated by like 1 million people. And here's Dr. Gal Luft corroborating it all yet again. All right, more coming up from this audio. I have to play more of this for you as what they call him the missing Biden corruption witness. He is on the run for his life right now. He recorded this video from an undisclosed location, but he is laying out very serious allegations against the Biden family. We'll continue with that on the Dan